Hello, Ricky Tang here. Fifth bike I've test ridden over the last couple of days, but only the second one I've managed to get a video recording of, because some manufacturers are not keen or not allowed to have these rides recorded. But here we are, and I am on a Speed Triple 1200 RS. Been looking forward to riding one of these. I have ridden the last gen, and initially with the 1050 I was impressed. I was impressed with the ride and the engine mostly, but when I followed that test ride up with BMW R1250R and a BMW S1000R, I was a bit less impressed with the 1050 Speed Triple RS. The engine felt a bit flat once I was able to ride some other kind of modern machinery. So yeah, curious to find out what this bike is like. I've just noticed, first thing, which is quite nice, I think it has the equivalent of the Suzuki's clutch assist. So I was just letting the clutch out and the revs kind of came up by themselves. Clutch, not especially light. With my fingers anyway, I can imagine that getting a little bit tiresome in traffic, stop-start stuff, if you have to use the clutch a lot. Riding position. Well, I did own a second generation BMW S1000R, single R, and this bike certainly feels more compact. The handlebars are close to you. They're kind of as low as they are on the S1000R, so I'm a bit more upright. First remarks then, on the riding position, I'm happier with this riding position than I was with my old S1000. That's me, basically. I like to kind of sit upright if I can. I'm not a clip-on boy anymore, not a racer boy anymore, but I still like to go fast. Just I don't want to be in a crouch while I'm doing it. The quick shift upwards, smooth. The actual action at the lever is a little soft, not very snickety, but it goes through nicely enough. Let's see, where am I? Let's go up a gear into fifth and let's go auto blip down. Yeah, that's nice. Again, just a very slight soft feel at the lever, but only slight. Doesn't feel mechanical, but it gets the job done. This is quite a bumpy road. I've been on it before this weekend. Some people have complained in the media and on YouTube about the stiff suspension, and I thought I was going to be one of them. However, yesterday I rode both a BMW F900R and I rode an MT09, not an SP, so base model MT09. I got to be honest with you, the suspension on those models were stiffer and harsher than this bike. I've actually got no complaints so far about the suspension on this. It does seem to be mopping up the rough road, and it is a rough road. The damping seems to be of a high quality, as it should be. Another thing that the old 1050 was famed for was its chassis and handling. I might not get much of a chance to put that through its paces, but it does feel very nice. It does feel very precise. Anyway, what else we got? I found that I had to pull the clutch in to start the bike, but the bike wasn't starting. I was kind of staring at it thinking, everything's switched on, what's the problem? Around about maybe 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, there is a bit of a tingle through the throttle grip, which I hope doesn't lead to tingly hands. Okay, I accelerated hard and had an accidental front wheel lift, ever so slight. I just wanted to wind it on hard in second and kind of see what it was like. And what it was like was very nice. We're not going to be able to explore the top end of the revs obviously on this ride, unless I ride around in second gear. Wow, both feet flat on the ground with my 32-inch inside leg, which is nice because it felt pretty high when I sat on it, the seat height, but with a little bit of shuffling around I can get both feet down securely at standstill. Seat is, well, it feels firm, but I have a suspicion that it's not going to end up being uncomfortable. Feels firm but supportive. I am impressed. You'd hope to be for the money, I suppose. But yeah, the chassis feels great. The engine, from what little I've sampled of it so far, certainly seems to have more character than the old 1050 engine. For me, they stretched out that 1050 engine for kind of one too many generations. They've made this bike try to compete with the S1000R, latest gen, the Tuono 1100, and I have ridden both bikes. Do take this with a pinch of salt. This is only a very short ride on this particular machine. It was longer on both the S1000 and the Tuono, but the Tuono I think is a bit more rabid, a bit more ruthless, more fun at the risk of potentially losing your license. The S1000 is extremely capable. The engine really sparkles at the top revs. I haven't really got a bad word to say about it. Personally speaking, if I was gonna buy one of those free bikes and I didn't have to worry about my license, then it'd probably be the Aprilia first, this second, and then maybe the BMW third. But what I think I need to do, if I get the chance, is to take this on a longer test ride. My initial thoughts about this model, before I rode one, when I was deciding to buy my R1250, I was a bit disappointed with the way Triumph went, chasing revs and you know, putting the peak power and the peak torque higher at the rev range compared to the 1050. But it does feel pretty damn good. But it hasn't got the mid-range torque of my R1250. If Triumph, the local dealers, actually had one to test ride back when I was making my decision, it might have given me pause for thought. But at the time, I think when I was inquiring about a test ride, getting a bike in the showroom was actually still at least 2 months away. 2 or 3 months, in fact. Yeah, it's just, the timing was bad. Like I said, I'm not going to get a chance to sample the higher revs. And my worry with this engine would be, you start using more of the power, it's just going to get a bit leery. You try and accelerate, and it's going to want to lift the front end a lot. A bit like the Throttle, actually. When you just want to get down the road, having the front end wanting to come up over every little bump and hill gets a bit tiring, gets a bit annoying. But you could probably dial it back with wheelie control, if indeed it is a separate option here. I won't find out on this ride. Yeah, that's a lot more urgent if you happen to be around about 5,000–6,000 RPM. But there's a pretty strong tingle coming through the right hand grip. It doesn't feel too bad at under 4, but around about 5-ish, 5 to 6. I don't think I'll be able to use much more revs than that on this ride. There's a bit of a pronounced tingle on the right bar, which could prove troublesome. Throttle transition on to off. Manageable, a touch sharp, but not bad. Oh, that is very fast. So what's not to like, basically? Back brake, by the way, very good. Slows you down, feels like a front brake. It's that immediate and strong and slowing you down. Oh, steering lock could be better, but it's nice and light.